Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my very dear students. So, inshallah, today, before we start ayah number 11 to 14 of Surah An-Nisa, I would like to take this opportunity to go over some laws of inheritance before we actually open the ayahs. So, what we are going to do today in this session is we are going to learn some basic definitions related to laws of Islamic inheritance, and then the steps of wealth allocation after death, and then wasiya making or the will making, and then comes the distribution of wealth among the heirs. Who is going to inherit? How much is that person going to inherit? And who cannot inherit? And some more information about that. And then, inshallah, in the end, we should be able to do a practice case. So, with that small little background, inshallah, let's start our session for today. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي آمين يا رب العالمين ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير آمين يا رب العالمين. So my dear students, I want to remind you all the different names of Surah An-Nisa. So today I want you to focus on the two special names. So again, the reminder that the different names of surah are number one, the first one we are all aware is Surah An-Nisa. Second one, and Surah An-Nisa Al-Kubra, right? And then the Surah An-Nisa Al-Sughra is Surah Al-Talaq. The second important name this surah also has is the Surah Al-Rahmah and also the Surah Al-Adl. So today we are going to focus on how the surah is going to remind us about the different rights and the responsibilities in relation to the financial aspects. So inshallah, let's learn from this surah. So importantly, when we talk about the inheritance in Islam, it's amazing how important knowing this knowledge is, that we really all need to know that the Quran is actually the primary source of inheritance laws. So no matter how many books are written about the laws of inheritance, it's amazing. Only three ayahs in Quran, only three ayahs. So ayahs are in front of you. Surah An-Nisa, ayah number 11. Then comes ayah number 12. And then is ayah number 176. So these three ayahs are actually the main ayahs of laws of inheritance. Your entire foundation is based on these three verses from Surah An-Nisa. So I want you, I just made this easy, simple picture for you all. So inshallah, let me explain what I'm trying to tell you here. So when we talk about inheritance in Islam, so we go up and we go down. So remember this green bar here, okay? So ascendants, meaning your parents, and then your descendants, meaning your children, yeah? So up and down. So when we talk about up and down, so parents and children, you're going to remind yourself about ayah number 11 of Surah An-Nisa, okay? So up and down, ayah number 11, okay? And then look at this blue bar. So this is going now horizontally, okay? On one side are the spouses. So this is going to be discussed in ayah number 12. So ayah number 12 is about the spouses. And then comes your siblings in ayah number 12 as well as in ayah number 176. Okay. So again, ascendants, parents, and children, ayah number 11. Easy. Then comes spouses, comes in ayah number 12. The laws about their inheritance is in ayah number 12. Okay. And when you talk about siblings, ayah number 12 as well as ayah number 176. Okay. So what's it's next? So we all need to remind ourselves when we talk about the knowledge of laws of inheritance, this is also called the ilmul faraid. Faraid means something obligatory, yeah, something compulsory. Also called ilmul mirath. Okay, so ilmul faraid and ilmul mirath. Keep in mind. An important thing about this ilm is this is one of the ilmul kifaya. Kifaya. What does this ilmul kifaya mean? What is this term? So let's look at this one. So this is an obligation which is and in which the it's like The whole community is responsible for this one. It's not on the individual basis. Okay. So again, the definition is obligation which is prescribed on all those legally responsible collectively. It's not on the individual basis. So, what are the different kinds of ilmul kifaya or fardul kifaya that you or me, I should be aware of? Some examples I've written here. I just wanted to take the opportunity to go over what are the fard kifaya. So we are going to talk about ilmul miras. This is one of the fard kifaya, meaning some members of community, if they are able to learn this knowledge and apply this knowledge, implement this knowledge, whole community is going to be okay. If none of the community member is interested in learning it, then the community is going to be considered sinful. Okay, so if some people know about this knowledge, somebody is learning about this particular knowledge, then we are all going to be good. Okay. Another one important one, Fard Kifaya, includes the ghusl prayer and the burial of dead Muslim. So, meaning not the whole community has to be there. Some of people, if they are taking part in it, the whole community is going to be getting the benefit from that. Okay, building mosques and the hospitals and the Baitul Mal, also for kifaya, and then the preservation of Quran and Sharia, meaning being able to hifz the Quran or the knowledge and the scholars of Islam. This is one of the fard kifaya. This is as the opposite to fardul ain, meaning the faraid which every person on the individual basis should be doing, like namaz or like fasting and the hajj, and that the particular ibadat. Then each one of us should be doing. Fard kifaya, as opposed to that, is on the like the collective basis. Okay. So when we talk about the Islamic knowledge or Islamic Sharia, there are three kinds of knowledge. One of them is the muhkamat, that is the knowledge of Quran. Then comes your Sunnah, Hadith. Second one, this is the what we apply in our daily lives. And then the third one is what is called the Ilmul Mirath, which is the laws of inheritance. We really need to learn the importance of this ilm, as many of us may not be aware of this particular branch of knowledge that much. So let's learn about the importance of Ilmul Miras from the following hadith. Before I open the hadith, I want to remind ourselves, my dear students, one of the ways the evil can spread in the community, can be very common in the community, is the lack of knowledge. And the lack of knowledge can be due to either the lack of scholars, or if the scholars are there but the authority is not given to the right scholars, yeah, meaning the one making decisions or the one giving the advices are not capable of doing so, and that is one of the means of creating facade and evil in the society. So let's learn what does this hadith says. So narrated by Abu Huraira, that Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "O Abu Huraira, learn about the inheritance and teach it." Not only learn, teach it. And that is how the knowledge is preserved, right? So learning, and also not only learning, teaching it. For it is the half of knowledge, but it will be forgotten. And here is the scariest part. This is the first thing that will be taken away from a nation. It is scary, subhanAllah. So the first thing, the first knowledge that people won't be aware of, what to do, how to do, when to do, who to ask. This is that type of knowledge. So ilmul miras is so important. At the same time, so many ignorance about it is in the community. Subhanallah, this is amazing. How less we know about it and how important that is. We learned from ayah number 7 of Surah An-Nisa. I hope that you all remember that this is nasibam mafruda. So meaning the obligatory fixed years, and not just by like the fixed years, fixed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So we need to learn about this knowledge, as this is going to be the first knowledge that is going to be taken away. Okay, so let's learn. So when somebody dies, what are the steps of wealth allocation? So this goes in sequence: 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then comes 5. there is a sequence to it. It's not like 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And doesn't matter how much you want to do fifth one first, which can be the case in many instances. It needs to be on the fifth category. This is the fifth step. Okay. So the first one is a funeral expenditure, comes your second one, the payment of debts and loans. Then is the pending commitments, as you can see here. Then is the will, which is what you have allocated to the non-heirs. Yeah. So up to one third. You can allocate up to one third of your wealth to the non-heirs. And then comes your distribution among the heirs. So the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Need to remember the sequence, okay? So I want to talk about the funeral expenditure. So, subhanAllah, this is one of the haq of the deceased. So if the deceased, if you have supposed, like if you, like, your father passed away, he is living with you, and, you are someone who can afford the funeral expenses. So go ahead and do it. Good. This is very good. But if you're not able to do so, it is totally okay to use your father's credit card. Yeah, to use his wealth, his cash to pay for the funeral expenditures. I would like to take the opportunity here. Many a times we are living here, meaning, so you are in USA, you are in UK, Australia, and wherever you are right now, and your parents are visiting you, and just in case, like just having, for example, if their parents pass away, so you are now wanting, your siblings are wanting to transport his body back to the original town, meaning to your home place, meaning suppose back to Pakistan. Okay. So if your father really wanted to let it happen, good for you all. You have the plan, you can use his wealth for that. But if was never the case, he has not either expressed his desires, or this is something that you can make the decision about. So in that case, you are going to make a very responsible decision. Do not waste money for something which is not needed. Yeah. So you are going to be making some decisions very wisely. Okay. So make sure that if you have to use it, you can use it from your father's inheritance. This is the first thing. This money can be paid from his wealth, but the wealth that he has left behind. Okay. Second one. So let's go to the second one. The payment of debts and loans. Subhanallah, seems like one of the very important one, because here comes the haq of another person. Yeah, meaning the living person. We need to learn about the importance of paying loans, and I have some couple of hadiths in front of you. I want to go over those hadiths so that we can learn how important this is to be free from loan. Okay, so the first hadith is saying, it is in Ibn Majah, the soul of the believer is attached to his debt until it is paid off. So imagine how important this is to free your parents from this burden. So please, the second step is to pay his loans off. Okay. And then comes another hadith that says, so important. All the sins of a martyr are forgiven except the debt. So important. It is so important for us to take care of this thing on behalf of our parents. Yeah. And in the third one, it's beautiful. Prophet, peace be upon him, has mentioned whoever dies and he is free of three. What are three things? Free of kibr, which is pride, free of ghulul, which is unlawful wealth, or dain, which is debt. So whosoever is free of all these things mentioned, these three things, he will enter paradise. Allahumma ja'alna minhum. So we need to take care of debt this with this much importance. Subhanallah, we also learn, this is very important hadith. We all need to be aware of this one. We also learn one of the instances where Prophet, peace be upon him, refused to pray the janazah prayer. Yes, so there are almost, I would say, couple of instances where he refused to pray the janazah. Yeah. So one of those instances is where the person was actually in debt. So let's go over this hadith. So let's look at this one. So we were sitting, the companion is saying, once we were sitting in the company of Prophet, a dead man was brought. So فَقَالُوا صَلِّ عَلَيْهَا. So they said, do the janaza over at this body. Prophet, peace be upon him, is saying, فَقَالَ, he said, هَلْ عَلَيْهِ دِينٌ Dinun? Is there any dain? Sorry, not dinun. This is dainun. Hal alayhi dainun? Is there any debt on him? Qalu, they said, la. No, there isn't any. Qala fahal taraka shay'an? Has he left anything? Qalu la. No, he hasn't. Fasalli alayhi. And then he prayed upon that person, meaning he did the janaza prayer. Summa, then, utiya bi janazatin ukhra. Another one was brought to him. Faqalu, they said, Ya Rasulullah, salli alayha. Pray upon this one too, meaning do the janaza prayer. He said, look at the questions that he's asking. Hal alayhi dainun? Is there any debt on this one? Qila naam. It was said, yes. Qala fahal taraka shay'an? Has he left anything? Qalu salasata dananira, 3 dinar. So he left 3 dinar. Fasalla alayha. Then Prophet prayed upon him. Why did he do so? So he has a debt, but he has also no money to pay for the debt. So yes, he prayed for this one. Tumma utiya bisalasati. And then the third one is now brought. Faqalu salli alayha. So they said, O Messenger of Allah, pray upon him. Qala, again the same question, same set of questions. Hal taraka shay'an? Did he leave anything? Qalu la. No, he didn't leave anything. Qala fahal alayhi daynun? Now he's asking, is there any debt on this one? Qalu salasatu dananira. 3 dinar. So this man has a debt of 3 dinar. Qala, he is now saying, very important. Sallu ala sahibikum. You all pray upon your companion, meaning Prophet is not going to pray on this one. So Prophet, peace be upon him, is hesitant praying for this particular Muslim. He's not praying the janaza, right? Again, we need to remind ourselves that he's not saying not to pray. So he is asking other companions to do so. And why did he do so? Why was he hesitant in praying that? Why did he refuse? To make other people realize how important this is, to be free of loan, free of debt. This is the responsibility on us, and this is the right of somebody. So to be free of this, do not, do not be the one who is not able to fulfill the right. Yeah, so he refused to do so. Qala Abu Qatada, Salli alayhi ya Rasulallah. Now, Abu Qatada is saying, O Messenger of Allah, lead his prayer. I will pay his debt. I'm going to be the one. I will do it. So then he led the prayer. For Salli alayhi. Then he did so. So subhanallah, what are we learning? Along with many, many lessons, one of the lessons we are learning is this is how much this issue be important for us. We should be making sure that when we are dealing in our different aspects of life, we should not be just taking this matter just very lightly. It's not something that needs to be that should be taken this lightly. As we are learning from these ahadith, that the body of the disease is going to be attached to the debt. Subhanallah. Just imagine this then. Your parent's body is attached to the debt. Subhanallah. This is so scary, right? So yes, we are going to take care of this matter. Of note, I would also like to point out what comes in the debt. Is very important for us. What is the debt? Is it the only money that you have, that you borrowed from someone? Meaning, like you own like somebody's you have their $12,000. Just imagine 12,000 number. So you have the $12,000. Is this that thing only? No, it not only includes that. It also, very importantly, it also include your so say if you have to pay any rents, if you have to pay the wages of your home workers or your servants, it also includes your mahar. So, my dear sisters, my dear brothers, make sure that you keep in mind. So, if your father has not actually given your mother the mahar, that is coming in the debt, and that is something on him. So, we need to pay this amount. Before you talk about the inheritance and all that stuff, we need to take care of step number two. And it also includes, so say if you have to make up for some fasting and you have to do the fidya for that, right? So this also includes that. So what includes in it, not only the loans, actual the loans that we are usually aware of, also includes your meher or the wages or the salaries of the other people, and the meher, right? And then comes after this important step, um, we need to go to the third one. Before we go to the third one, let's try to memorize this dua. What is this dua about? The protection from burden of debt. Prophet, peace be upon him, used to say this, recite this once in the morning, once in the evening. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal hazn. Oh Allah, I seek refuge from you, refuge with you from worry, hammi wal hazn, and grief. Wal ajzi wal kasl, from incapacity and from being lazy. Wal jubni wal bukhl, from cowardness and from miserliness. Wa dala'i dain, and from the burden of debt. Wa ghalabatir rijal, and from the overpower or the qahar of the people around me, right? So this is how important this matter should be for all of us. Let's look at this one now. So you have paid your the parents' funeral expenditure. Second thing, that you got done in a very reasonable way with the loan and the debts. And then the third one is pending commitments. What comes in pending commitments? So we need to remind ourselves. So say if your father has actually made a commitment that I'm going to take care of this part of masjid, or I'm going to take care of this particular child for his education. If he has made such commitments, so, and again, the example can be like somebody is getting married in your family, and your father has actually, he has declared, okay, he's going to take care of the dinner part of that, or walima ceremony is going to be on him. If he has made such commitments, this comes in the pending commitments. So we have to fulfill this commitment. Okay, making sure like we are doing everything with ihsan. And this is, I was just thinking how important it is for all of us to have good children behind us. Yeah, how can they be sadqa jariyah for us? How important is it not to do ihsan when our parents are alive, also when they are not there? Subhanallah, it's amazing what role the children like they play. So subhanallah, it's very important for all of us to make our children learn all these things, so that when we die they can take care of these small little things that we may leave behind. Okay, and then comes yes, important, let me just see what is next now. Yes, so then comes a will, and this is the fourth part. This part is super important, again very important. Again, what is important, what is special about it? This is not, the will is actually not the right of the people, the living ones, right? So it is not the right of the living ones, it is just like a favor done to them. Yes, it is a right of a disease that somebody is fulfilling it. Like if I am dying and I have made a will, I want to give my money to the charity. Yes, this is my right. This is the right of a disease, that his will or his desires should be fulfilled. And but it's not an actual right on the people, because this is actually done out of favor, yeah, out of ihsan. So, and then we are going to, regarding will, very important thing is we need to be, if we have something that we want to give on as a will or in our will, we really need to be active about it. It's not like we are thinking about it and we are just not giving it. We are just sort of procrastinating about it. We want to do it, but when we are going to do it, we do not have any idea. We'll do it someday when we'll be done with this thing. No, there. Look at this, the powerful hadith, the narrated by Abdullah bin Umar, Prophet peace be upon him, is saying it is not permissible for any Muslim who has something to will to stay for 2 nights. Subhanallah, imagine this thing: 2 nights without having his last will and testament written and ready with him. Written and ready with him. Yes, we can make changes in it. Yes, the latest one is going to be applied. But yes, we have to be very, very active about making the will. Yeah. We should not be just postponing this matter, because we never know when we are going to go, right? If I know what is the date and time of my death, or that makes sense that I will do it in 3 months or I'll do it in 2 months. But how would I know that I'm going to live for the next maybe 12 minutes, maybe a minute? We don't know. So this is very important that we take care of this matter as soon as possible. So when we talk about making a will, I want to take this opportunity to go over small little things. Again, these informations, this session is just sort of an introductory session. Okay, so as I'm myself not trained in laws of inheritance, as a student of Quran, I am giving you a basic things. Okay, if somebody is interested in learning more, Subhanallah, there are so much available, so much material is available for this session especially. My goal, my purpose is to make you aware what is there, and at least you can say the bare minimum. Yeah, so we should know at least these things. Okay, so when should I write my will? As soon as possible. And as we learned from the hadith, if you have something to will, if you are planning to do it, do not even delay for more than 2 nights. Just do it as soon as possible. Okay, and very important, how much wealth can I will? Up to one third, not more than one third. Up to one third. It does not go beyond one third. Okay. So, what are the rules for the will? Again, important thing, it cannot be more than one third. It doesn't matter how much you want to give. It cannot go to not the whole wealth can go to charity. It's not like that. And again, we are going to remind ourselves these are the ayahs where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking the lead, and He is going to guide us how to distribute. We don't need to use our brain cells that much. Yeah, so Allah subhanahu it's Nasiba Mafruda. It's already written. It's already for okay. And also for the will, we need to remind ourselves it is for the non-heirs. So what is non-heirs? These are the people in our life which are not getting the inheritance through our through any share. Meaning our inheritance is not flowing to them automatically. Okay, these are the category which is outside. These are non-heirs. They are not entitled to get from the inheritance money. Okay, and I'll give you some examples in the next slide. So when the will is applicable, not until we die. So after the death, okay, after the death. Suppose if you have adopted child and you made a will about that child, and now the child keeps bothering you. You are at the last minutes of your life, and this child is coming to the people responsible for your older son. Just imagine, and he keeps on bothering that your son, dad has written this one. I need this much. It's already written. Why don't you give me? No, the will is applicable only after death. Okay. So what if somebody makes a wrong will? So suppose if I have $10,000 as my the money which is left, I am leaving behind $10,000, and I want to give 5,000 to the mosque. That I cannot do, as I mentioned earlier, not more than one third. And this is a time when actually Islamic State is going to take the lead. They can make a change in it. Okay, so only one third, 33% is going to go to the charity, to the will, and rest is going to be distributed among the heirs. Okay, so then comes, so what are the practical steps? What do you need to know about it? Obviously we all are aware, not more than one third, cannot be given to the one who are already getting shares in your inheritance. It is applicable after the death. We also need to know the rules of land, my dear sisters, my dear brothers. So what is meant by that? So say if there is a place, just imagine in USA, you have to have a written will. The will can be oral, it can be written, but it has to be in the presence of two responsible Muslim people who do not have interest in your inheritance money. Okay, so they're not biased. So if you have them, it's okay. We can apply the will, but there are certain rules of lands. Meaning, in USA, you have to have a written will. It has to be notarized. It has to be kept with your lawyer. As soon as you die, the will is going to your automatic, like this is going to come in effect. Otherwise, if there is no will, if you want to give somebody something, then the state is actually going to take the lead. Okay. So keep that in mind. If you want to give something to someone, you need to have your will ready to go. And again, I'm going to remind you and myself, we never know when we are going. So if you are planning to give something to someone, have your will ready, notarized in presence of two people, two witnesses, and good to go. Okay. So important, very important hadith. Subhanallah, look at how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking care of the rights of people and how important it was, is it, and was it, and it will be for the people in our future too. That Prophet, peace be upon him, is saying that it is actually one third is too much. Subhanallah, let's learn from this one. Narrated by Ibn Abbas, I recommend that people reduce the proportion of what they bequeath, meaning given in will, to the fourth of the whole legacy. For Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said one third. Yet this is also too much. Meaning, what we are learning from this hadith is essentially it is better to leave the wealthy relatives rather than leaving behind the ones who are in need. And you are making charities here, there, everywhere. And we talked about it in our previous session too. So that is how we need to be. We can maintain the adl. We can have the rahma in the society by giving the rights where they belong. We're putting the things where they belong. Okay. And then who can be considered if we are making a will, if I'm making a will, who can be considered? So we can consider the relatives again, which are not the part of the heirs. The relatives not getting the share. If you have an grandchildren or an orphan grandchild, you want to give something to that child, meaning your the daughters children, you can do so. If there is any non-Muslim family member, you can write the will for him. Adopted child, the steps child, or the step parents, you want to give something to them, that is the time, that is a place where you can assign a portion for them, again not exceeding more than one third. Keep the one third number in mind. And then your foster parents. And then if you want to make charity to any hospital, any institute, or anywhere, then the cancer hospital, wherever you want to give, you can do so, keeping in mind the one third rule, and that is going to kick in after the death. Okay. Okay. So let's learn about the fifth part now. What is the fifth step of wealth allocation? So again, first one is funeral. Spend on the funeral. This is just imagine the dad example. This is his money. Do not fight over it. Who's going to pay? When is going to be? When the payment is going to be done? It's totally okay. You can use his money. And then comes your payment of debts and loans. Be very generous. Be the sadka jariya for our parents. We need to be sadka jariya, and we can do so by doing ihsan in all these steps, right? And then fulfilling the pending commitments. And then comes the will. Execute the will as soon as you can. And then the fifth one, once the money is done, so funeral part is done, payment of the loan is done, the commitment your parents made, that is done, and then the will is done. One third is done. Then comes whatsoever is left is going to be brought to table. Yeah, that is what is your inheritors or your heirs are going to get. Okay. So let's, inshallah, talk more about the fifth step, how to divide, how does it work, what are certain terms that we all need to be aware of. So the first one the term we need to be aware of is what is called the miraf, right? We all are aware, inheritance, yeah? So look at the example of this particular entity. So this is the gross inheritance. It is all movable and immovable property, which is left behind. What is meant by movable and what is meant by immovable? So immovable makes sense. Your house, or if there is any land that is immovable, comes in the movable property. So in the movable property comes a lot of things. That includes the cash, or if there is any ornament, there is any jewelry, there are any the wristwatches, expensive bags, purses. All this comes in inheritance. Okay. And if the if you have hopefully halal stock market, if you have some money there, that comes in your movable property, which is left by disease. Okay, so important thing is also the next part. whether the deceased earned it, inherited it, or it was gifted. This all is the part of mirath. What is meant by that? Why do I want to point this out? Suppose you have gifted your dad a car, okay? And also the car, along with the car, some other things are gifted by you. So suppose if your dad he passed away, you are not going to come and automatically take those things back, saying that this was a gift given by me and I'm going to take it back. That is not possible. That is part of his inheritance. It is going to be distributed among all the heirs. Okay, my dear students, keep that in mind. It's very important thing, that it needs to be distributed among all the inheritors equally. Or I should say, equally means how it is prescribed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So it is the part of the inheritance. Anything, your daily living, things of your daily living, if your dad is in habit of collecting expensive pens or these gadgets or iPhone, anything, everything that he owns comes in the inheritance. This is going to be, just imagine, this is going to be on the table and then it's going to be distributed. Again, as I mentioned, whatever is gifted to him, whatever he earned, whatever is his inheritances, everything is going to be the part of that, the pool from where the heirs are going to get their shares. Okay, so this is what is called a mirath. Everything comes here. Of note, in the mirath, I want to point out important things. That in the mirath, suppose if I'm saying that the things which are in the daily life, in the daily use. Suppose if my pen is being used, my Quran, my paras, or my laptop or my notebook where I make notes. I was just thinking about it, how important this is for me and maybe important for my children. It may not have any meaning the materialistic value, meaning the monetary value. It may not be expensive, or you may not be able to get anything out of it if we sell it in the market. But it may have a lot of emotional value to it. So we really need to respect that. So what do I mean by that? So if we are distributing that, then we need to make sure that all the heirs are talking to each other. Have this element of rahma when we are talking about the things of our parents or of our loved ones. Have this rahma, that there is a lot of, it may carry a lot of emotional importance to it. So make sure that we do not lose that while we are making the divisions. Okay, second thing, wasiya, we already talked about it. It's allocation of 1/3 of the property of disease based on the wishes of that particular disease, right? And then comes the awlad. I'm going to show you what is the awlad means. Awlad does not mean what we are usually using that as a term. Awlad is not all the children, okay? So let me show you what is the awlad. See very carefully. So this is a disease up here, this black dot, big dot. So this is the mother and the father, and then comes from the disease. The disease has a daughter, and then the son. Then the son has a son daughter, SD, son daughter, SS is son, son. And then comes your son. Son has son, son's daughter, son, son, sons. So whatever is highlighted, this is the olad. Okay, these are the inheritors. These are not the inheritors, my dear students. Keep that in mind. So when we talk about the olad, you are going to learn in the ayah number 11 that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making a wasiyah to you regarding the olad. So this is the olad, the daughter and the son, and then what is coming from your son. So son's daughter, son, son, and then from the male, son, son, the son, son, daughter, son, son, son. And if you want to make a sort of a screenshot of this picture, do so, because we really need to know who are our olad. Okay. So if these are the heirs, and if you want to make a will, my dear students, so then if I make a will around for my daughter's daughter, it's totally okay. I can do so. But I cannot do that for my son's daughter, because she is the heir. She is going to inherit from me, but not my daughter's children. So if I want to give something here, if I can do that as a part of my will, but they are not automatically going to get it. Okay, keep that in mind. My daughter will be getting it. Yes, they may get from my daughter, but not from me if I'm deceased. So just imagine I'm deceased. So my olad is my daughter, my son, my son's daughter, my son's son, and then the son, daughter, and son. I hope that it is clear. Okay, let's go back. So this was the awlad. Then comes the term ikhwa from akh, right? So ikhwa is two or more siblings of any type. Hmm. What do I mean by types of siblings? So this is what I meant. Your real sibling, your maternal sibling, and your paternal sibling. Okay. So let me show you how do they look like. So say if you have a mother and a father, and again I'm a disease now here. So I have a real sister and a real brother. So RB and RS, real siblings are my real sister. I have one real sister, one real brother. And these are my hakiki siblings. So they are called hakiki, meaning real. Yeah, real sisters and real sister and the real brother. Then, if my father has also another, he has married, like there is another marriage of my father, and from there he has siblings. Then I have, so not from there he has children, or those are going to be my paternal siblings. Okay, and they are called the allati. Allati. So they are my Allati siblings, meaning they are from my father's side. So my father's side, this is my paternal brother, again another paternal brother, and then I have a paternal sister. Yeah, and they are my Allati siblings. Okay, these are my paternal siblings from my father's side. Then is my mother's side. Again, I also have siblings from that side too. Um, my maternal siblings are called Ikhyafi siblings. Ikhyafi. Okay. So I may not have only the real siblings. Suppose my father died and my mother got another marriage, and from that marriage she has these children, and they are also my siblings, and those siblings are called ikhyafi. Okay, and from my father's side, my mother is not there, or my father has another marriage. So, and from that side, I have a sibling, which are that set of sibling is called allati sibling. It is very important for us to know. Subhanallah, it's very important which sibling are we talking about. But ikhwa, when we talk about ikhwa, this is the sibling two or more of any type. So say if I'm a paternal sister and I also have a maternal brother, two or more of any kind, doesn't matter whether maternal or paternal, doesn't matter whether alati or ikhyafi. It needs to be two or more, then it is the definition of ikhwa is going to be fulfilled. Okay, then I'm going to remind ourselves. So these are the definitions for ikhwa. Let's go back, inshallah. Awlad, you did that. Son, as I mentioned, daughter, son, and then from the son. Then comes my ikhwa. Siblings are any kind, two or more of any kind. Then is what is the term called kilala. Yeah, kilala is actually a deceased male or female who does not have any ascendants and descendants. Nothing from to go up, meaning no parents and no descendants, no children. Okay, meaning it can go sideways. This person can have the siblings, but there is no person to inherit from this person. Okay, through direct mean. He doesn't have anyone to inherit, and in that case, that person is called the kilala. Okay, so let's inshallah keep going. So I'm going to remind ourselves when we're talking about ayah number 7, we talked about what are going to be left by al-walidani, wal-akrabuna. There is a fixed portion for the men, especially the weaker member of society, and also from the women. So akrabuna, we need to remind ourselves the definition of akrabuna, the ones which are related to us through blood and also through our marital relations. Okay. In the blood relations, we may have the parents alive or the children. Also comes the siblings. Okay, and then from the marital one are the spouses, and they are the direct heirs of the deceased. Direct heirs of the deceased. Okay, from this I want to make sure that you are aware that the parents, spouse, and children always inherit. They always inherit, but not the siblings every time. They may or may not inherit based on the situation, but what are the ones who are always inheritors are the parents, spouse, and children. This side up here, right side, up, down, and right side. Parents, spouse, and children. Again, we are going to remind ourselves. Ayah number 11, Surah Nisa, parents and children. Spouse is ayah number 12, and the siblings is ayah number 12 and ayah number 176. Inshallah, by repeating myself, I hope that it is I'm making it easier for you to keep these things in mind. Okay, so the principle of Islamic inheritance very easy. It makes sense. The closeness in a relationship. The ones who are closer to you, again, just talked about walidain and akrabun. The ones who are closer are going to inherit more. Yeah, important thing. Through the blood relation, the marital relation, and also I have mentioned here the wala. What is wala? The master and the slave relationship. Meaning, you had a slave, you freed that slave. That slave dies. Okay, but the slave does not have anyone who can take his inheritance, or then the master can take the inheritance. It cannot be the other way around. But for the slave, the master can be the one who is going to get the inheritance from that particular slave. Okay, and then the second principle, very easy, need. How much is needed by which category? So that is going to obviously inherit more. Suppose children have more needs, right? And so they are going to inherit more than your parents. So if I die, my children are going to be needing more because they are going to go to colleges and there are other responsibilities they have. But my parents may not have that much many responsibilities, so they inherit less than my children. And then the men have more responsibilities than the women, so they are automatically, obviously, they should be inheriting more. Okay, and they should not be any fight about it. We are going to, inshallah, learn this and with a very openness, open mind, open heart, and we are not going to make this an issue. But we need to tell ourselves that automatically males have more financial responsibilities, so they are going to inherit more than their sisters. Okay, and then why do we need to do so? Because we really need to flow. The wealth needs to flow. It does not need to stay with one person in particular or one family in particular. It needs to flow. Okay. So, as I already mentioned, always inherit, always inherit. Keep in mind the father and the mother, up and down, children, son and your daughter, always going to inherit. The husband and wife, spouse is always going to inherit right side. Keep this picture in mind, this picture in mind, keep this picture in mind. Always inherit the parents and the children and your spouse, always. And the children, the siblings may or may not. That depends on the situation. Okay. So I hope that is clear. And again, the reminder, I number 11 for the parents, I number 11 for the children, up and down, up and down. For sideways here, for spouses, I number 12, and I number 12 and 176, Surah An-Nisa. Okay. So just imagine the only three ayahs on which the whole system of inheritance is based. This whole foundation is on these three ayahs. So we really should be aware which ayah is covering which part. Okay. So then comes up the entities who cannot inherit. Very important. These particular categories cannot inherit. Your adopted children, no matter how much you love them, they cannot inherit from us. They cannot inherit from us. Okay. And then the difference of religion, meaning your non-Muslim family members, if your parents are non-Muslim, they cannot inherit. Yeah, if your spouse is non-Muslim, they cannot inherit from you. Or the same thing with the children. The difference in religion is one of the block. You cannot inherit. Okay. Number third, killer from the murdered, meaning suppose that like there was an incident where the father was actually murdered by the son, but then there was the reconciliation was done. Now the son cannot inherit from the father. Yeah, so now this person is going to be out there from the list of heirs. This person cannot inherit from his father. Slave from the master. Yeah, I just mentioned master can inherit, but slave cannot inherit from the master. Okay, illegitimate child cannot inherit. Again, no matter how much you love, how much you have fought for this child, for the whole world, doesn't matter. He cannot inherit. Okay, from the mother or the child, or from the father. Okay, lian. I hope that many of you are aware of this thing. Lian is when there is an incident where husband accused the wife of having sort of illegal relationship, and then there happens a divorce between them. Then the children from the ex-husband of mother cannot inherit. Okay, so lian children cannot inherit. Keep that in mind. And then the stillborn, the baby who did not take any breath. He is coming out of the womb and is dead, stillborn, cannot inherit. But if he takes a breath, then he is going to be the heir. He's one of the heirs then. No matter how soon he's going to die, but he is going to inherit. Okay. So, what is the lesson for us then? If we want to give any of these entities anything from our inheritance, we can make that a part of our will. Okay, so use that will to give these people if you want to give anything to them. Okay, then it's very important now. This is coming to the part where people or some of us get very nervous. Yeah. So, what is this thing now? When we talk about the flow, how the things are going to be distributed among the heirs, this is how it flows from first heir to second and to the third. So the first one is what is called a Zawil Furud, possessor of Fard, meaning uh, assigned fixed portion. These are the ones who are assigned fixed portion. How are they assigned fixed portion? Who did that? Either mentioned in ayah or mentioned in hadith. This is the important thing for us to know. Or you are talking about the ijtihad done by the scholars or the Sahaba. Okay, so the main sources, either the Quran and the Hadith. There are fixed portion for this category. Okay, so this is what is called the Zawil Furud. There are 12 members, 12 or by some 13 members who are assigned portion by Quran or by Hadith. Okay, so the first thing, the first set of people who are going to inherit is from this one, the first year. Easy. You have the list in front of you. You're going to find out their shares assigned, and you're going to keep assigning the share. Okay. If the share is distributed among them, good. Everything is good. If not, if you have left, something is left from distribution among them, then you need to go to the second one. Who is going to be the second one? It's called the asbah, ain, with ain, asbah. Asbah is the closer residuary. This is the second step. These are the ones which are the second tier. Their proportion is not fixed. It is not fixed, my dear students. I am not saying that this one is very important and this one is not. What am I saying is the portion is fixed, portion is not fixed. Okay. For asma, the portion is not fixed. Okay. Inshallah, I'll show you the example and it will be very easy. So this is the first one is Zawil Furud, fixed portion. You know it. All references are going to be in front of you. I'm going to refer you to one of the easiest, I would say, the resource which I used. I'm going to put that link in my YouTube description. It's excellent work done by Dr. Ehsan Zafar. Brother Ehsan Zafar has done an excellent job in explaining these things. Okay, so I'm going to share that resource with you, inshallah. You will have the what table I'm talking about. First table is going to be about this one. Okay, second one. Okay, so if you are done with distribution among the first year, go to the second one. Whatever is left is going to go to the second one. Okay, so you're finding in the asba and you are not able to find the relative, you don't have anything in asba, then the third step is going to come. Before you go to the third step, this is going to go back, the rad. This is what is called, if you do not have anything to distribute here, go back and distribute among the first year again. Okay. If still something is left, then you are going to the third one. This is what is called Zawil Arham. Zawil Arham. These are the ones, the third category. Okay, these are the ones you can say from your coming from your maternal brother. Okay, so Asma is actually all the male relatives. Asma, I'll show you the table. You'll be able to see it very clearly. Subhanallah, yeah, this is all male relatives are coming. Okay, there is some exceptions too, but mostly males are coming. And once there are, once you are done with your Asma, usually whatever comes in Asma first is gonna get everything. I'll show you the table, inshallah, it will be very easy. If not, if something is left, the first thing is you do is rad, meaning go back and redistribute. If you still have something left, go to the fourth one. third one, Zawil Irham. Then again, these are the small set of relatives. Then you can give to them. Okay. And then if still you have something left, or then it will go to the state property. Okay. First one, Zawil Furud, then comes Asbah, and then comes Zawil Irham, then comes my Baitul Mal. Okay. Are you seeing, my dear students? There is no concept of there is no such thing. There is no such thing that I'm going to give all my property to the Baitul Mal. These are the fixed shares. It has to be given to the heirs which are, which are mentioned, and which the shares are assigned by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, not by me and you, not by state. It is assigned by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and Ahadith. Okay. So easy peasy. First year, second, third, and fourth. If something is left from the first, then go to the second. Something is left from the second, go to the third. First do the rad, go back and redistribute, and then go to the will irham. And then if something is still left, then comes to the Baitul Mal. Okay, meaning if you don't have anyone here, or you do not have anyone here. Many less cases like that. But if these are all the exceptional cases, but you should know how it flows from top to bottom. Okay. So yes, so then now have a look at this one. My dear students, there are only three tables. You are going to have these three tables in front of you. No one is going to test you on these tables. The tables are going to be just right in front of us. It is very easy. Have the table, look at the relation you are talking about, and then find out their share. The table number one, and it's like similar to this, is table number two, and then is table number three. And I'm going to show you the all three tables. And inshallah, by the end, if you want to explore more, you will be able to master this knowledge of inheritance, the basic one, yeah, basic one, in no time, inshallah, bismillah. Okay, so the fixed share. The fixed shares are again Quran and Hadith, first thing, Quran and Hadith, and also comes with the special conditions. So we have to have those conditions. We have to have them coming from the first thing, Quran and Hadith, and then the special conditions. Okay. And then comes what are the fixtures mentioned in Quran? So I'm talking about the Quran now, not talking about the Hadith. I'm talking about the Quran, which you will see in Quran, very easy. So look at this one. 1 by 2, 1 by 4, easy. 2, 4, 6, and 8. 1 by 2, 1, 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 6, 1 by 8. Easy. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah. And then comes my 1 by 3 and 2 by 3. These are the shares which are assigned to the particular entity mentioned in Quran under certain conditions. Okay. So I want to take the moment for you to have a look at this table. This table may be a little smaller, but inshallah, you'll have the copy of your own too, so you can have a look. So for the serial number, it's just telling you what are the categories, how many categories are there, which are getting the fixed share. And then the fixed share ones. These are the will furud. Okay. So the heirs are husband, wife, daughter. It's very easy. So son, daughter, son, daughter. Just the first alphabet. The father, the mother, the fathers, father, mother, mother, real sister, your paternal sister, and MT is your maternal siblings. Okay. And again, no one is going to ask you what is on the number 3, what is on the number 4. No, you are not going to be asked all these questions. This list is right in front of you. The paper is right in front of you. And inshallah, you are going to look at the paper and you're going to look at the share and you're going to be feeling so proud of yourself because you will be able to find out how to tell their share. So say if I tell you, my dear students, what is the share of husband mentioned in Quran? You're going to tell me, sister, this is half, 1 by 2. Condition is, look at the condition then. Condition is, I don't want you to look at the share from 24 for now. We can forget about this one for now. Condition is no children alive. Children, none. In that case, husband is going to get 1/2. Okay. If there are, husband is going to get 1/4, but there's a condition here. The children has to be there. If children, then husband is going to get 1/4, right? Easy. So look at the mother here. A mother. So mother is going to get 1/6. What is the condition? Either there are children or there is a ikhfa. Ikhfa is two or more siblings, remember? If there are two or more siblings, ikhfa, or husband or father is there, then in that case, mother is going to get 1/6. Okay. So if you have children, or meaning if any of these three conditions are met, mother is going to inherit 1/6. Okay. Father is going to inherit 1/6 if there are children. Okay. What if there are no children? What is father going to do? My dear students, in that case, father is going to flow to the next table. Okay. If you do not see the condition is not met, well, then that share is going to be given according to the table number 2. Okay. So look at this one. There is no son mentioned here. I don't see son here. Remember that I've told you son is always going to inherit. Oh, but where is the son here? You do have son, daughter, son, daughter, but son is not mentioned here. Where is the son? That means a son is in table number 2. Okay. Son is going to be in table number 2. So inshallah, you are going to go distribute, after distributing the wealth here, you are going to refer to table number 2 to find out if there is a son, how much share that son is getting. Okay. So let's inshallah keep going. So again, so let's look at this one. Table number 1 is, as I mentioned to you, you are going to look at the heirs and their share. Okay. And then the conditions. It's very easy. It's super duper easy. What is this thing? Suppose daughter, how much daughters are going to inherit? You are going to say they are going to inherit 2/3. Condition is if they are more or equal to 2 daughters, and but there should not be any son. If there is a son, then go to table 2. Okay, then the inheritance of the daughters is going to be in table 2. Okay, this is the table 2. Okay, so look at the table 2 now. Okay, yes, I want to also remind ourselves this references, I'm going to provide you with a resource. These are the references from the hadith and from the ayahs. Okay, so meaning the ayah number, reference number 2, because I have seen that references. So this is actually the ayah number 12 of Surah Nisa. Ayah number, like reference number 1 is ayah number 11 of Surah Nisa. Okay, and 6 is one of the hadiths. Okay, so on. Okay, so let's look at table number 2 now. So my dear students here, so you are going to get from left to right. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Okay, easy. Yeah. Whosoever comes first is going to get all the share. What do I mean by that? So say if somebody does not have a son, but that person does have a father, so you are going to say there is no son, there is no son, no son, but there is a father, or then you are going to give everything to the father. Okay, but if there is a son, everything which is left after table 1 is going to go to the son. Okay, this is how it works. So you need to go from sequence 16, 17. I don't have a father. Let me check. Do I have a father? Do I have father's father? Or so on? Or do I have a real brother? Or do I have, if no brother, no real brother, go to the 20th. Real sister, no real sister, go to the next one. Paternal brother, no paternal brother, go to the next one. Paternal sister, no paternal sister. Then comes my 23. Okay, meaning you are going to go to this table like 23. This is going to be up here. Okay, these are more asba. They're asba. They're all the asbas. This table number 2 and table number 3 is all the asbas, meaning there's the residuary, meaning whatever is left is going to go to them. Okay, look at table number, this column number 24. This is the rad. Go back. So 24, if you reach 24, meaning you have checked out for all these relationships, you don't find them, you do not have anything here, and then 24 is going to be applied, meaning it's going to go back to the blood relation in table 1. Okay, blood relation, not the marital relation, only the blood relation. Okay, and then comes my DI is the Zawil Irham. If no, still after Rad, I have some money left, then my Zil Irham, they are going to inherit. Okay, and if I don't have them either, then the money is going to go to state. Okay, so meaning, my dear students, these are the 3 tables right in front of you. There's nothing that you need to memorize of these tables. It is just mixing and matching. Pick the share, find out who's going to get the one, how much is going to get that person, and then fill in the table, main table. And what do I meant by main table? This is the main table, my dear students. So what does this table say? You have to put the name of a deceased, then the date of death, then the wealth, how much is going to be distributed, and then counting one mother, one sister. Suppose so whosoever heirs are, you're going to put the heirs here. Then you're going to use your first table. You're going to find out the will furud, how much is the share in the first table, meaning the first table was this one. From this table, and then once you find out from that table and you still have something to give, then you are going to go to the table number 2 and find the share from that side. Okay. Then you're going to find how much share each category is getting, then each person is getting, and then you're going to calculate. Okay. So inshallah, let's do one example here. And inshallah, I am hoping, I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for me to make you guys all understand it. Okay. So Hassan died on June 26th. Okay. This is a very simple case. Very simple case. Let's do it together. Inshallah. It will make your life easier. At least you will know how it is done. Only 3 tables, my dear students. It's not you are going to find out, you have to have that scholar and this to find out your heirs. No, you know the heirs. Yeah, you know the people the particular disease is going to leave behind. You can look at the table number 1. Yes, I'm not saying that you are going to make the final decision, but at least you should have a little bit of idea, right? We all should have a little bit of idea, right? As a student of Quran, little bit of idea should be there. Okay. So just suppose Hassan died on June 6th, 2024. He owned, at that time of death, he had $55,000. He had a loan of $10,000 to pay. He also make a will to give 5,000 to the nearby mosque construction. Yeah. So this is, he owned 55, and from that he has to give the loan of $10,000, and 5,000 he has put in his will. Okay. Of note, he has left behind his mother. He also has a father and a wife and one son, and also mother's mother. Okay, so keep in mind what the relationships are left: mother, father, wife, one son, and mother's mother. So let's learn how to distribute his wealth. Okay, first step, find out the steps. Funeral expenditure, debt minus debt, then minus the pending commitments, minus the will he has made, and then bring that on the to the table the thing which is going to be inherited. Okay, so let's look at this particular case step by step. So Hassan died June 6, 2024. He owns 55,000. He has to give the debt of $10,000. Okay, so this is going to be minus from 55,000, right? He has to pay that. You're going to pay your dad's loan. Yeah. So please do not delay on this thing. Give the dad's loan back so that the dad's ruh can be in peace. Okay. And then comes the $5,000 that he has, wanted to go in a will. And he wanted to give in a will. So the 5,000 is also going to be minus from the wealth. Yeah. So you're going stepwise, right? So you did the first thing was the funeral expenditure, then your debt, and he didn't make any commitment, so you didn't have to do anything there. But he did make a will, so fulfill that will, and then the $40,000 are remaining. That this is actual money which is going to be distributed among his heirs. Okay, this is the money. Okay, so now how do we distribute among his heirs is $40,000? Very easy. Bring your table 1, this main template in front of you. Yeah, this is what you're gonna do. You will all have it in front of you. Okay, so the first step is to have this thing ready with you. Also, along with this table, you should have the table number 1, 2, and 3 ready to go for you. Okay. Okay, let's do it together. So you're going to fill it now. Hassan Ali was a name. Date of death you put in there. Distributable wealth was $40,000, right? And then you're going to put the heirs in. So you have the mother from M, mother. Then you have one father. Then you have, he also had one wife. And then he had one son. And also have the mother's mother, MM. These are the heirs that he has left behind, right? So let's go next now. Let's look at the second step. Okay, the second step is to focus on this one, the first column, share from table one. So we need to find out how much are the shares from table one. How do we do that? Bring table one in front of you. Bring that on the table. So there you go. You have it in front of you, right? So let's find it out. Look at the mother. So first step, the mother and father. Let's find it out together. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it. I just picked it from there and I zoomed in. So from the mother, right? From the mother. Okay. Let's look at it together. So mother is going to inherit 1/6 if he has a children or ikhwa or husband or and wife and father, sorry. So he has a children, right? Hassan Ali has a child, one son. So it is not, we don't need to go next. We do not go to the next rows. Just stop here on 1/6. Mother is going to get how much? You're going to say 1/6, easy. He has a child here. So he's going to go, this mother is going to get 1/6, okay? Let's go to the next one, father. Father, he has a child, so the children are there, child or children both. So the father is also going to get 1/6, okay? Then comes my wife up here. So how do we need to, how can we find our wives' share? Again, the will furud, fixed shares, fixed by, given this quantity, the share is given by either Quran or Sunnah, okay? Wife is going to get 1/4 if there are no children, and 1/8 if there are any child. If there is any child or there are children, wife is going to get, in both the cases, child or children, both the cases, wife is going to get 1/8. Okay, so let's put that number in. You put 1/8 in, right? Okay, let's keep going. So let's look at son now. I don't see son mentioned here, right? And as I mentioned earlier, son is not in this table, my dear students, right? Where is the son then? Son might be hiding in the table too. So let's leave son for now. And let's look for the share of mother's mother. Okay. Let's look at the table very carefully. So yes, we do find the mother was in the table and in the like in the 10 number. How do we find the share? Let's look at the share. 1/6. Look at the condition. Don't just put the share. Look at the condition. Ooh, condition is if there is no mother, right? If there is no mother, only then mother is going to get share. But here we do have mother here. So based on that, mother's mother will not be getting any share. Okay? She's not going to get any share. Okay. So nothing for mother's mother according to table number 1. Okay. Second step. So what is second step for us? Now what we are going to do is we are going to look at column number 2 here. So this is important for us to learn. We found out the mother share, father's wife share, and now we need to find out about how much is left. Yeah, how much is left? So how can I figure that thing out? To figure that out, I need to find out the denominator. Okay, so what is called the least common denominator. What is meant by that? What is the figure, which is the number, comes in the table of all 3 denominators. So you have 6, 6, and 8, and this is the maximum math that you're going to do here. Okay, so usually you will be coming up with 24. Okay, so you are going to have 24 as a denominator. Okay, so meaning I am trying to put it over here, the examples where you have to divide the pizza. Okay, so I'm just going to give you that example up here. So suppose if there's only you are sitting home and a friend of yours came and he has a pizza with him. Okay, so the friend is requesting, okay, you know what, I want half pizza. So you're gonna just cut it in half and done, job done. But if there is another friend comes in and that person needs 1/4, so how will you do that? You just have to, like, make one more cut. So you are going to give this half to the one who needs half, and then the 1/4 is going to get one slice, right? So you just need to find out how many slides do you need to make. Yeah. And then if there are three of you now, so half, 1/4, and 1/8, what do you need to do? Find out how many pieces you need to break this pizza in now. Yeah. So you need to make one more cut. The common denominator is going to be 8. So 8 pieces. So the one who needs half is going to get one half, and then the 1/4 is going to get 2 pieces, and 1/8 is going to get one piece. Meaning you are going to tell, I don't want you to spend much time here. I just want you to remind yourself, mostly it is denominator is going to come up as 24. Okay. So do not worry about it. Just put the number 24. You are going to come up with a right answer. Okay. So based on if you have 24, let's see how much. Just imagine this is the 24 pieces of pizza. How many pieces you're going to give mother? 4 pieces. You're going to just multiply that by 4, right? With 24. 1 by 6 times 24 is 4, right? Okay. Then comes my father pieces. He's also going to get 4 pieces. Yeah. And then the wife is going to get 3 pieces. Okay. So now I have 4 plus 4, 8, plus 3, 11. But I have now 24 pieces pizza. Where are the 13 share going? Who is going to get this share? This is the person up here, son. Look at the sun in the, look who is going to get, which category you have to stop at. And that particular entity is going to get everything. Okay. That entity is going to get everything. Okay. So start from the serial number 14. Serial number 14 has number 1, sun. Yeah. Sun is here. Ooh, sun is here. So you are not going to think more now. You got it. Your answer is done. You are going to get 13 pieces to the sun. Okay, my dear sisters, this is how you're going to do it. So you do have add-on as a daughter is there, but in this case, you didn't have any daughter. If daughter was the case, then you could have added daughter in the heirs, and then you could have calculated that way. But for now, I want you to stay simple, and you're going to learn the son, in this case, is going to get, the whole share. You do not have to go to 15. All of them becomes irrelevant. Son, your property is going to stop on son. He's going to get the share. Okay. So the all the remaining. Okay. So let's go next, inshallah. So we have 4, 4, 3, and 13 as this is what you calculated. 24 pieces pizza, right? And then the share of each category. So as there is just 1, 1, 1, so it's going to be very simple. Um, each category is going to have the same share as as you calculated earlier, right? And share of each person is also going to be same because there is there is only single person in each category. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? Meaning the same, 4, 4, right? Mother is going to get the same, father is going to get the same. There is only one wife, so she's going to get all 3. There is only one son, so that son is going to get all 13. There are not 2 sons, so we do not have to worry about anything. All of these are going to go to that particular single entity, as we are saying. Okay. And then you have to calculate the final amount, meaning 4 by 24 multiplied by total amount. So this is how the share is going to come up as $6,667 to the mother, and then so forth. So on is going to be the father calculation. Wife is going to get 5,000. If you add all these, comes out to be $40,000. Super easy. You just need to have table number 1, table number 2. And very few times you have to go to table number 3. Okay. And wherever you stop in table number 2, that person is going to get everything. Okay. So say if there was no son, then the son is going to get everything. If there was son. If there is, if there was nobody here, you did not have a son, but you did have a paternal sister. Then this paternal sister is going to be very lucky, and she's going to inherit everything. Okay, but meaning what is remaining after your zawil furud. Okay, so she's going to be the asba at that instant. Okay, for that particular case. Again, case by case basis, but yes, you should know little bit. 1, 2, 3 tables, and subhanallah, you should be given, inshallah, we can talk about holding another session where you can calculate Inshallah, we can discuss many cases, but I am going to refer you to the resource and you are going to do that with Brother Essence Zafar, inshallah, and you will notice how easy that is. Inshallah, that is super easy. Yeah. Okay. So, my dear sisters, with that, inshallah, I am going to wrap up. Seems like I can wrap up this session, and inshallah, I will be talking about the actual ayahs in the next session. Okay. So, again, my dear sisters, all the three tables and this material is going to be with you. You just have to find out the share and then match the condition and then come up with the plan. And then the alphabets are the first alphabets are actually given here: son, daughter, son, 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 daughter, son, 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 and negative means there are no such relatives available. And then there are more, or just looking at this example, more than two or more than two, son, son's daughter, then they are going to get two third. Very easy. It's very easy. Subhanallah. I also used to get very intimidated about, overwhelmed about, this study of inheritance. And once I did it for this particular session, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, it's very easy. Okay, it's not that hard. You just need to learn when to stop on the table two, how to find it from table one, looking at the conditions. Look at the conditions and then find out. Okay, inshallah. It's very easy. Okay, again, from Zibil Furud to Asba to Zibil Irham, and then through the state property, my dear students. And again, I just want to remind you about one important thing. Let me see which one is that important stuff that I really, really want all of us to keep in mind. And with that, inshallah, I will be ending our session. Just one thing. This one. This is my favorite slide. So we need to take care of all these things in that sequence and then reach here. Sometimes the brothers and the sisters, they're very much interested in doing this, forgetting about all these things. Yeah, so we need to go stepwise. Okay, whatever is left is going to be the part of the inheritable property. Okay, inshallah. So with that, I am going to end our session here. I hope that it was little easier. Please watch this session maybe 2, 3 times. Inshallah, it will start making more sense. And I will see you in next session very soon. Let's end this one here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my very dear students.